here on the parliamentary precinct, one would expect that we all are vaccinated. At this point, we don't know how many Conservatives are unvaccinated. We don't know their status. We won't be told. We know that somebody was in contact last week, or that Conservative caucus had a meeting, that there was somebody who tested positive for COVID-19. We don't know that if individuals exposed to that person were unvaccinated and whether or not they're in this chamber. So unfortunately, instead of doing the business of the nation, we continue to debate matters that I think Canadians don't expect us to be. I think Canadians expect us to be dealing with business. Well, the Prime Minister absolutely will be attending physically in the chamber, and as the first point. As the second point, look, this is a very different situation. We have people flying in from every corner of the country, spending a week together, commingling in a very, very small space, and then going back to every part of the country. And the participants in everything that you've just said can make a voluntary decision about whether or not their medical status allows them to safely participate in these events. Here, if we have no hybrid measures, there is an obligation for members to attend regardless of their health circumstance, regardless if they're immunocompromised. That is absolutely unacceptable in a pandemic, to put people who are in a vulnerable health circumstance, to force them to be in a situation where their health is at risk.
To hold the government to account as Canadians expect, we must be here in Ottawa working for Canadians. That's why Canada's Conservatives do not support the Liberal plan to return to virtual Parliament, and why Canadians should be asking why the Liberals can gather in Glasgow but are out of sight in Ottawa. Why is the Prime Minister being such a hypocrite? What are the Liberals afraid of? The answer is obvious. Justin Trudeau has an aversion to accountability. They have no plan to fight inflation, and they need to cover up their ethical misconduct. A virtual Parliament will limit the voice of Canadians. It will limit your voice, and we can't sacrifice that in our democracy. Before the election, Liberal ministers would happily come to Ottawa for press conferences, but now they refuse to show up in the House of Commons for their constituents. Millions of hardworking Canadians don't have the option of not showing up for work tomorrow, and neither should this government.